Okay, want you to check this out. This vid right here.
You see it, child, you know this.
Oh, Shalom Rastafari. This vid here, it speaks on a very, very important issue. This vid right here is the Irritated Genie, the Irritated Genie of the Soufee, and the video's named Predators Amongst Us, War on the Horizon. And it goes into much of the detail of what's behind this whole homosexual agenda and the gay marriage. And if you recall the video that we put up a couple of weeks ago or so, that was on the whole homosexual, what's behind the homosexual agenda. Now this video right here, in our opinion, goes into much more detail and just brings a lot of no pun intended, but the loose ends together that explains what's behind all this trauma-based, satanic trauma-based mind control, the abuse of innocence, and also how it connects with the whole Slick Willie lynchism, how to make a slave, and what we see currently going on, and the destruction of the black family, and the destruction of the black community, and the destruction of the future and the next generation. So here, let's play a portion of this right here.
I'm not going to tell you, brother, because every single time you can jump in and do something. At the very least, you see a child you know is being sexually exploited, violated, call the police. Call the police. Call the police. Tell them what you see happening. Try to do what you can. We cannot continue to sit idly by, because that's the time they're not responsible parents in the child's life who will do anything. Right. So those are resources for us. I want to tell you, my brothers and sisters on the continent, gotta go here. I want you to understand, this is not a national discussion we're having here today. It's an international discussion. I'm going to use Ethiopia as an example, but throughout Zambia, South Africa, Ghana, everywhere, pedophiles go to have fun with our children. And now, and I'm going to use this as an example, but it represents all of Africa. I went to Ethiopia. These are my pictures I took in the National Hotel of Ethiopia. Homosexuals and whites in general from Europe for $6,000 a pop in numbers that you wouldn't imagine. I was only there for 3 days, and so like 40 Europeans adopted like 30 black children. Here you see two homosexuals for $6,000. Wow. I'll just show you some of the pictures, and what I noticed, at first you'll think they're couples sometimes, some of them, a male and a female. Right. But when you pay very close attention, it's actually a lesbian and a homosexual pretending to be a couple. They come buy our children and take them back to Europe, $6,000 a pop. And the Ethiopian government thinks these are homeless children whose parents died of AIDS. They get a good home and family. They have no idea what they're doing to their own future. I'm just showing you one of their couple of pictures. You see the lesbians here. You see all these black children. I mean, they don't get about one. Most of them come over there about 2 or 3 at a time. This is real, brothers and sisters. I was walking around the hotel taking pictures, and I only did it till one day. I mean, there was so much that was going on. It breaks your heart. I mean, but you got one on his chest, a baby, and you got another. These are hard children. And so I want to tell my brothers and sisters on the continent. Let me tell you something. See these two lesbians here? Let me tell you something. Blood money you get. $6,000 per child. You think it's financing something? It's financing your destruction. I'm going to tell you very simply what these pedophiles are doing, these homosexuals. The strongest anti-pedophile, anti-homosexual place on this planet, the strongest community is black people. In particular, black people in Africa. They are completely against this behavior. And the Europeans have seen that, the homos have seen that, and they say, well, we got a good answer. We're going to take your children, take them back to Europe, train them in all the ways of the Europeans, educate them, send them back home, and they're going to be the rulers of your country because they got the most education and the most means, and you will accept homosexuality tomorrow. They got long-range plans. So I'm telling my brothers and sisters now get this blood money. I'm telling you, if you're in Africa, I can't say this here in America, I get in trouble. But if you're in Africa, that's our home. I think every black person, we were stolen from our homeland. We should have to go home. I'm going to tell you definitively, and I don't care what nobody says. I don't want to go nowhere with no freak homosexuals, and I don't want to go nowhere with no pedophiles. So, brothers and sisters on the continent, ignore what the world says. Make it a zero tolerance and get rid of the problem so you can properly invite your brothers and sisters. We don't want none of them. None of them. Not the female, not the male, none of them. And don't give them nothing. That's the time they give them 24 hours. They're not here 24 hours, so give them children. Don't give them nothing. Give them a hint. That's a good end to a life that's being destructive as African like that. That ain't a good way for African to live anyway.
Oh, whoa. Yes. This video right here, just have to pause it right here. This is a real powerful and informative video by the irritated Genie of the Soufee. It's taken me a while to get that. Irritated Genie of the Soufee. And this is Predators Amongst Us and War on the Horizon. You check out the video. The video's on the YouTubes. Check it out. It has some very eye-opening but shocking information that really we should have already known. And once knowing of it, getting informed about it, we have to get involved. We have to correct this systemic anomaly that's going on. But right here, the brother positively, I would say, just brought joy to I and our heart, you know, in his connection with Ethiopia and Africa overall, but Ethiopia in particular. You understand? Starting with Ethiopia, pointing out this example of what's going on for all this so-called adoptions. You know, perhaps maybe very few of these that we hear about or that's going on really are about anything really positive or productive as it seems. But the majority of this is the truth about what's really going on here. You understand? And when he made that connection about if there's any place that doesn't tolerate it, it's in Africa, and particularly this once great empire and holy nation known as Ethiopia. Now, the whole connection with the creeping coup against Haile Selassie and how that was Armageddon 1974 will become more and more clear as one starts to learn the half of the story that hasn't been told. But this video is really, really important, and this is one reason why the Israelite brothers out there, you know, when we speak about Ethiopia and that whole Holy Covenant connection, they usually point to this area of Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 12, where it says, "Ye Ethiopians also, ye shall be slain by my sword," says the true and living God, not that whitewash, not that counterfeit, not Kaiser Borgia, not Caesar Borgia. It's talking about the true God and Father of our black Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, speaks to us in that prophetic verse, because what we're seeing right here, and you know there's a judgment for this. I mean, a child, you're selling a human being. You know, we talk about slavery in Ethiopia in ancient times, going back to 1530, Akben Garan, the Turks, the Mohammedans, the Portuguese, the marching of the Israelites, the black Hebrews, the Ethiopian Hebrews across Congo and across Africa to those slave ports on the west, and they want to tell us that there was no slavery. Well, what's going on now? You understand? Deal with what's happening right now, and we just want to rewind this once again and let this play and just check out what's going on in a couple of other African nations out there. This is why when we speak about Rastafari and the Ethiopian World Federation, the first thing is our divine heritage. We have to get in our proper person again. You understand? And part of getting into our proper person is dealing with this issue right here of sexual abuse. You know, dealing with, you know, these issues, that unspoken issues that doesn't get dealt with, but is really like the hidden cancer. Remind me of Willie Lynch, or Willie Lynch talked about how it'll be self-perpetrating, you know, once they can get it going. And the brother here, Irritated Genie of the Soufee, he makes the connection with what was going on in slavery. You understand? What was going on in chattel slavery for those 250 years or so. And then how there was never a time of what they call it, what is it, deprogramming, or a time of healing after so-called emancipation, freeing the Negroes, blacks, and coloreds from the European rich white male land-owning gentry, and then being bought over by the federal government. That's the whole legal level of it right there. And we've touched on that. But this is an important issue as well, and has a lot to do with even when we talk about feminism in the next vid that we posted, and there was some back and forth about that and misogyny. This video here by the Irritated Soufee, Irritated Genie of the Soufee, and this Chemite association or society here is a very, very important video. It's out there. Go check it out. But let's check out this part right here again, where he tells you what's behind this adoption, and in Ethiopia in particular. Why Ethiopia? And also shows us that we can't be wasting our time. You know what I'm saying? We can't be wasting our time over here in the West, and we looking around wondering what's, like confused people. We have to get in our proper person. You know what I'm saying? That's get in our birthright. You understand? Be born again, and part of that born again-ness is knowing the truth. Ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. So this video here goes a long way to begin the process, and we think it's very important that we all get to check this out. So let's rewind this right here. Okay, let's rewind this right here. And we all need to go to Africa, especially Ethiopia, whether to live or even as pilgrimage, something we really seriously need to consider and need to discuss amongst ourselves. Now, check this part out right here. Here's this part with these two lesbians adopting these slaves.
In particular, black you and Africa, they are completely against this behavior. And the Europeans have seen that, the homos have seen that, and they say, well, we got a good answer. We're going to take your children, take them back to Europe, train them in all the ways of the Europeans.
All the ways of the Gentiles, if you want to be biblical about it.
Educate them, send them back home. And they're going to be the rulers of your country, because they got the most education and the most means.
It's almost like the Europeans, these demonic accomplices, these Europeans, these Gentiles here, are creating, in a sense, through sexual trauma-based mind control, are creating like sleeper cells for their future, you know what I'm saying, for their future agenda. So they're telling us not to deal with slavery or not to speak about slavery. But we can only get past that when we deal with that. And part of what they're doing on a global level, you know what I'm saying, is actually based on what they got away with or things they've got away with until judgment in